Alright, you guys, here we go. I'm trying to get my butt home from work, and guess what? If, my Lord, if it looks like it's raining out here, that's because it is. Oh, ho, ho. How about that for a view? Water dog challenge. Let me tell you a story about when I got my CDL. I was about 22 years old, so I was working at APAC. APAC is an asphalt company. We was doing road construction, highways and byways. I started off as a laborer and then went straight to a roller man, rolling the rock, the pug mix, asphalt, the dirt, and grading. Well, I kind of moved up, and they gave me a dually to drive, and the dually, I had to pull a small roller around, all the jobs that we went to. In order to do that, you had to have a DOT physical. So that kind of got me started towards getting my CDL, because you got to have a DOT physical, and the company paid for the DOT physical. Well, with that being said, talking to some of the dump truck drivers, they sitting up there eating sandwiches and drinking cold water and got that little old pot belly. I was like, Lord, I want to get me a pot belly. I want to sit in the air conditioning. So my thought was for me to be a dump truck driver. So in the wintertime at APAC, we always got laid off. And for about 3 months, because, it's hard to lay asphalt and do road construction outside in the wintertime. So we got laid off. So at that particular time, I went and took my 3 tests to get my CDL permit. You take your combination vehicle, general knowledge, and your air brake test. That'll give you a permit. Your next 3 tests is your skills. And you have to have a tractor to do your skills test. So, by the way, where I'm at is in Oak Ridge. I just left work. I'm on Oak Ridge Highway and get ready to make a hard left onto Martin Mill Pike. This would be my hard left. I might be able to make it home. Ooh, boogity boogity. Milton Lake Drive. What in the world was I talking about? Milton Lake Drive is where I'm on now. Got a real nice park up here. So, there was a company down here by my house, and my uncle had a friend of his that drove a truck. And they just so happened to have a program where they would take a driver with his permit and let him ride with a driver to help him get a CDL. So I got with this guy, I'm not gonna call his name, and I rode with him for a while, and started off pretty good, and then little things started showing itself. He was late. I'd be sitting in the truck waiting on him. When he show up, he'd be about half a damn drunk. And he trying to teach me how to drive now. I don't know nothing about nothing, especially with a 10-speed, changing gears or none of that. So I finally get to driving, trying to figure it out. He has no patience at all. So he's just an asshole. So I'm thinking to myself, and back in, I was a hothead. Hell, I'm a damn hothead now. But back in, I daggum, fly off and punch somebody in the mouth real fast. But I'm like, I need to go ahead and deal with this and get my CDL. So I kind of put up with it. And as time goes by, he smokes cigarettes, something I can't damn stand. But as time goes by, this guy shows up to work drunk. With half in it, half out of it. And He was on drugs. He was on drugs, man, teaching me how to drive, and I'm riding with this guy. So not being a snitch or, telling on him to the company, I need to go ahead and get my CDL real quick. So I started getting real good at floating the gears. Oh man, I'm going through that transmission like a damn automatic. Now, you couldn't even feel it when I'm changing gears. I got so smooth at it because that's the way he taught me. So I set up my appointment to do the road test. So got out there and did the road test. She said, yeah, go here, go here, go here. I come off that thing, I'm showing off. I'm changing them gears. I'm looking at it like, yeah, I know you like that, baby. I know you like the way that thing feel. I'm going out through there smooth as butter. So I go over there and do my backing up test and then my parallel parking skills test. So she comes back and she's smiling and she said, you drive excellent. One of the best drivers I've ever had to test. I said, okay. She said, but I gotta fail you. I said, fail me? Why is that? She said, on your driving part, you never touch the clutch. I said, well, hell, I touch the clutch when it's time to pull off. She said, that's the only time you touch the clutch. She said, what about double clutching? I said, what in the world's double clutching? I read about that in that book, but that wasn't the way I was taught. I was taught the old school way. You float your gears. You just float them. Y'all truck drivers know what I'm talking about when I mean by floating them. You absolutely do not touch that clutch for nothing. And if your foot's on the clutch, it's to press it down to take off at a red light or if you're stopped. So I'm like, man, so I had to go back in the book and read exactly what double clutching is. Double clutching is you got to push the clutch in to put it in gear, press the clutch in to take it out of gear, and press the clutch in to put it in the next gear. Double clutching. I said, kiss my ass. So I had to spend another 2 weeks with this crackhead and try to deal with his antics while I relearned myself the right way of double clutching a transmission of a 10-speed. Okay, well, in the meantime, we started to bump heads. Me and this guy started bumping heads. It was his turn to drive. So he drove, was going to Paducah, Kentucky. I'm in the sleeper berth, and that means the bed. I'm in the bed back here. Damn, he was not going to let me over. I'm in the bed back here, sleeping. I feel the truck stop, so I'm thinking we at the place where we delivering. I wake up, we slap dab in the middle of a project. I look out through the curtain. I look out through the daggum curtain. He's out there buying crack cocaine. Or powder cocaine, whatever it is, he out there buying drugs. I was like, oh my goodness, the damn gracious. By that damn time, he's doing his little drugs and shit. Man, we gotta deliver this load. And the whole time, I'm not, wanting to tell on this jackass, but I need to get out from under this man's truck. So, he's high. About gone, so I go out there and make the delivery. I go do the pickup, and we started heading home. So on the way back, he was like, stop back over there in Paducah, so I gotta meet somebody. So basically, he was gonna go buy some more drugs. I said, man, no, man, I ain't stopped by no damn, to do nothing. So me and him got into an argument. So, almost a fist fight. So he wanted to pull over and go to the truck stop. We pulls over at the truck stop. He gets out, goes inside. I takes off. I just leave. And I ain't got no CDL, no license to drive that truck at all. Only time I could drive it if I had another CDL license holder with me. And back in, we didn't have no cell phone. We had beepers. So I kept getting the page from the job and beeping. I finally pulls over at a register back when you could find a pay phone. And boss man said, Slappy, you got Donald with you? Damn, I done called his name. You got him with you? I said, no, he ain't with me. He said, why not? You can't drive that truck by yourself. You're not CDL. I said, because if he ride with me, somebody's going to be going to the hospital by the time we get back to the house. He said, Slappy, you got to go back and get him. I said, man, look, did you hear what I said? I said, it's that bad. He said, well, there's another driver behind you. He's going to stop by and pick him up. The driver's going to get out of his truck and let Donald drive his truck. And then you can drive with the other driver. Get back here. And then we'll schedule you for a test. I said, fine. So get back, and I ended up going to get my CDL, double clutching. I passed with flying colors, and I got my CDLs, and I was done with him, you know. Unfortunately, he was my uncle's friend in the neighborhood, but doggone it, he was a damn stone cold crackhead out here driving trucks. Now, I should have reported his ass. I know what you're saying. Why didn't you tell him, you know, he'd save his life or save him from, hurting? Somebody like that, you know, we got to take DOT physicals, which entails you got to do a drug test. So he was coming up for his drug test, and I don't know how he was passing it, but this time he got caught. So I didn't have to tell on him because he told on himself in his drug test. But I'm telling you what, man, that was some of the, I didn't go to truck driving school, but I went to the truck driver school of hard knocks. So I started driving by myself, and I would see him out every now and then, and in my neighborhood and stuff. And he about drunk one day, and he got to talking cash shit to me. I mean, he was just running that mouth because he about drunk. I just looked at him. You know, I couldn't punch in the mouth while we was working together because I'd have lost my job. And he was still talking shit. So I hit that mug square in his mouth. Do you hear me? He laid down, went to sleep, hit him with a one-hitter quitter. With a bunk. You know, one-hitter quitter. Hit him with one of them Mike Tyson hooks. So there he went to sleep. You know, I called his old lady. She came and picked his ass up, took him home. Next day, he appreciated, you know, sorry, man, what happened and all this, that, and the third. But anyway, he still drives for that matter, man. But almost 30 years later, I'm still driving trucks. So that was a school of hard knocks, but I learned my lesson. I got my CDLs, and I'm out here tearing it up tenfold. All right, roger that. Peace.
Hey, stay tuned for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.